March 8, 2014. Kuala Lumpur International Airport. Malaysia Airlines Flight 300 lifts off into the night sky. A Boeing 777 bound for Beijing. 239 souls on board. It was supposed to be a routine red-eye flight, but it became one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. No distress signal, no emergency beacon, no wreckage for years. What really happened to Flight MH300? Why did it disappear without a trace? And after a decade of theories, grief, and shadows, will we ever know the truth? The plane took off at 12:42 a.m. local time. Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah and First Officer Farhi Hamid were at the controls. The weather was calm. The passengers from 14 countries settled in for the 6-hour flight to Beijing. At 1:01 a.m. the plane sent its final routine data report. At 1:19 a.m. Kuala Lumpur air traffic. Malaysian 3700, contact Ho Chi Minh. Captain Zahari calmly replied, "Good night, Malaysian 370. That was the last time anyone heard from the flight. 2 minutes later, its transponder, which tracks altitude and location, was turned off. The plane simply vanished. Military radar picked up an eerie picture. Amazing 370 made a sharp left turn, cutting west back across Malaysia. Then it veered northwest toward the Andaman Sea. This was no accident. These were deliberate flight maneuvers. It flew for over an hour without a transponder, without communication. And then, at 2:22 a.m., it disappeared from radar entirely. Vanished into the darkness over the Indian Ocean. It would take days before the truth emerged. A British satellite company, Inmarsat, revealed that MH370 had stayed in contact with one of their satellites, silently. Through a series of handshakes or hourly pings, the plane was tracked. Not by location, but by timing. These digital echoes formed a vast curve over the southern Indian Ocean. A haunting arc of possibility, known as the Seventh Arc. The final ping was received at 8:11 a.m. ES, almost 7 hours after takeoff. By then, the plane was likely out of fuel and descending into the ocean at a steep angle. But why was it there at all? There was no hijack call, no mayday, no signs of struggle. So, who was flying? Suspicion soon fell on the captain, Zahari Ahmad Shah, a respected pilot, deeply experienced. But investigators found troubling signs. A private flight simulator at his home showed a route eerily similar to MH370's path into the Southern Ocean. Some believe it was a carefully planned, intentional disappearance. A suicide, a protest, a statement. Others argue there's no proof, no suicide note, no warning signs. Could someone else have taken control? Or was there a technical failure no one predicted? Theory 1. Hijacking. Could terrorists or rogue actors have taken the plane? And were 2 passengers with stolen passports, but they were later ruled out. Theory 2. Mechanical failure. Was there a fire, a decompression, a cockpit blackout? But why turn the plane back, then fly silently for hours? Theory 3. U.S. military involvement / Diego Garcia. Some claim MH370 was mistaken for a threat and shot down near a U.S. base. Others say it was secretly landed. There is no evidence, but there are holes, delays in radar data, contradictions from officials. In the fog of uncertainty, conspiracy thrives. For years, ships, sonar, and submarines combed the ocean. Over 120,000 square kilometers of seabed were mapped, an area the size of England. In 2015, a flaperon, a piece of wing, washed up on Reunion Island. More fragments followed in Madagascar, Mozambique, and Tanzania. But the black box, the fuselage, the passengers were never found. Every wave, every current, every theory led nowhere. Behind the numbers were people. 239 lives. Children, parents, scientists, artists. Families across the world, in Malaysia, China, Australia, still wait for answers. Some sleep beside their phones. Some fly to debris sites. Some protest with pictures and candles. And others have never accepted that MH370 is truly gone. Their grief is frozen in time, suspended at 35,000 feet. In 2017, the official search was suspended. In 2018, a private company, Ocean Infinity, launched a high-tech mission. They found nothing. Today, the Indian Ocean remains quiet. The black box may lie 4,000 meters beneath the surface, intact, undiscovered, waiting. The mystery remains. Flight MH370 didn't just vanish from radar. It vanished from our understanding of modern flight. It defied technology, logic, and international cooperation. It left behind fragments of metal and an ocean of heartbreak. It is the only major commercial aircraft in the modern era to disappear without a trace. And until we find the truth, MH370 is not just a flight number. It's a question that haunts the skies. Flight MH370, missing since March 8, 2014. 239 people. 0 answers. Is still one of aviation's darkest chapters. Like, share, and comment your theory below. Do you think the truth is still out there?